Today, I'll teach you how 5 criteria can make you understand everything about lenses. Since we tend to complicate things every single time, I'll make it simple for you to understand lenses. They are what focus light onto the camera's sensor, and they impact how your photos and videos turn out. Period. It doesn't even matter if you're new into this or intermediate. Let's dive in. Lenses fall into 2 basic categories: prime lenses and zoom lenses. Prime lenses have a fixed focal length, meaning that they can't zoom in or out, but you'll be doing this manually by walking closer or further away from the subject. Zoom lenses, on the other hand, have a range of focal lengths that you can adjust by twisting the barrel. Time to discuss the importance of each. Right? Prime lenses tend to be smaller, lighter, and sharper than zoom lenses, and they often have wider maximum apertures, which we'll get into in a minute. Zoom lenses are more versatile and convenient, since you can cover a range of focal lengths without switching the lenses. My opinion on this is that zooms are kinda limiting a bit more your creativity, since you sit in the same spot and cover more ground, and they are not forcing you to create something while being limited and staying in the same spot. Second criteria. You heard me talking earlier about focal length. What is simple as possibly put. Turn the lens to focus to infinity, and the distance between the lens and the sensor is called focal length. Focal length is usually measured in millimeters, and it determines the angle of view of the lens. We have fisheye lenses, which are the widest lens. Up next is from 15 millimeters to 24 millimeters. We got the extreme wide angle or ultra wide angle lenses. Then comes from 24 to 35 wide lens. Then 35 to 70 are the normal lenses. Next, we'll be having the telephoto lenses, which cover from 70 to 300 millimeters. The longer the focal length, the narrower the angle of view, and the more magnified the image will appear. Third, aperture. Another important factor to consider when choosing a lens is the aperture. It refers to the size of the opening in the lens that allows light to pass through. It's measured in f-stop, with smaller numbers indicating a larger aperture. Lets in more light, which means you can use faster shutter speed and lower ISO settings in low light situations, which sometimes you might want to use. Aperture also affects the depth of field or the area of the image that's in focus. A wider aperture like f1.8 will give you a shallow depth of field, while a narrower aperture like 1632 will give you a deeper depth of field. Easier said: wide aperture, small area of focus; narrower aperture, a bigger area from the photo will be in focus. We're halfway through, and I bet you could already go into a store and know what lens would fit your needs. Fourth, image stabilization. Another feature that some lenses have is image stabilization, which helps reduce camera shake and blur when you're shooting handheld. There are 2 types of image stabilization: optical and in-body. Optical stabilization is built into the lens itself, while in-body stabilization is built into the camera body. Some camera systems use a combination of both. Image stabilization can be specifically helpful when shooting in low light or when using longer focal length. 5. Compression. The compression from the lens refers how a lens can visually compress the space between the foreground and the background of a scene. When using a longer focal length, such as a telephoto lens, the compression effect can be more pronounced, making objects in the background appear larger and closer to the subject. Conversely, using a wide-angle lens can create the opposite effect, making the space between the foreground and background appear larger and creating more separation between the objects. So there you have it. You can't be considered a beginner anymore, right? Choosing the right lens depends on your shooting style and the type of photography or videography you want to do. If you're just starting out, a versatile zoom lens might be a good choice, since it helps you cover more and won't ruin your back from carrying 5 to 8 different types of lenses. But if you're looking to specialize in a certain genre, a prime lens might be more appropriate. Somehow, everything is about taste. Whatever you choose, make sure to practice and experiment to get most out of your career. Thanks for watching and happy shooting!